Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall a name that's right on the tip of your tongue? Pauses, nodding sympathetically. We've all been there, and while the occasional slip is normal, there are certain habits many of us fall into that can quietly chip away at our memory over time. Today, I want to talk about something deeply important: protecting your brain health as you age. Because here's the truth. Dementia isn't an inevitable part of getting older. In fact, many of the risks are within our control. In this video, we'll walk through the top 7 mistakes that can harm your memory and even increase the risk of dementia. But here's the good news. Once you know what these pitfalls are, you can take simple, practical steps to avoid them. So let's get started, because your brain is worth fighting for. Let's begin with mistake 1, staying isolated. Now, I know life changes as we get older. Friends move away, families get busy, and it's easy to let social connections slide. But did you know that loneliness isn't just hard on your heart? It's hard on your brain too. Studies show that seniors who stay socially active have a significantly lower risk of memory decline. When we engage with others, whether it's a phone call with a grandchild, a weekly card game, or even a chat with a neighbor, it keeps our minds alert and our emotions balanced. Think of it like this. Your brain thrives on connection. Every conversation, every laugh shared, every story told. It's like giving your mind a gentle workout. So if you've been spending too much time alone, start small. Join a community group, volunteer, or even strike up a conversation at the grocery store. Your brain will thank you. Now, mistake 2, letting your mind go stagnant. You've heard the saying, use it or lose it? Well, it's especially true for your brain. Just like muscles weaken without exercise, your mind needs challenges to stay sharp. Smiles, plucking a leaf. But here's where many of us stumble. We stick to the same routines, the same hobbies, the same puzzles we've done for years. And while routine is comforting, your brain craves novelty. Try something new. Something that makes you think differently. Take up painting, learn a few phrases in another language, or tackle a crossword puzzle if you usually do Sudoku. Even switching up your daily walk to explore a new park can wake up parts of your brain that have been snoozing. The key is to keep it fun. This isn't about pressure, it's about curiosity. And mistake 3, ignoring what's on your plate. Let's talk about food, because what you eat doesn't just affect your waistline. It fuels your brain too. Leans forward, Ernest. Now, I'm not here to shame anyone's diet, but many of us fall into patterns as we age, relying on processed foods for convenience, skipping meals, or eating the same few things repeatedly. The problem? Your brain needs a mix of nutrients to protect itself: omega-3s, antioxidants, vitamins like B12 and D. Here's an easy fix. Add color to your meals. Those deep greens, bright berries, and rich purple grapes, they're packed with brain-boosting power. And don't forget healthy fats like walnuts, olive oil, or fatty fish. Even small swaps, like choosing whole grain bread over white, can make a difference. Remember, you're not just feeding your body. You're feeding your memories, your focus, your ability to stay you. Now, these first 3 mistakes, isolation, mental stagnation, and poor nutrition, are common, but they're also fixable. And the best part? You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start with one change. Call a friend today, try a new recipe this week, or sign up for that class you've been curious about. Every step counts. Because here's what I want you to remember. Your brain is resilient. With a little care and attention, you can protect your memories, your independence, and the life you love. So let's keep this conversation going. There's more to explore, and I'm right here with you. You know, there's something magical about getting your hands in the soil. It's not just good for the plants, it's good for you. But today, let's dig into mistake 4, skipping movement. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about the everyday motion we often let slip as we age. Maybe you've told yourself, I'm too tired, or my joints can't handle it. But here's the thing. Sitting too much isn't just hard on your body. It's one of the sneakiest enemies of your brain. Research shows that regular physical activity boosts blood flow to the brain, helps grow new neural connections, and even reduces inflammation linked to memory loss. And the best part? It doesn't have to be complicated. A daily walk, gentle stretching, gardening, or even dancing to your favorite song counts. The goal is to keep your body, and by extension, your mind in motion. Think of it as a gift to your future self. Even 20 minutes a day can make a world of difference. Now, let's talk about mistake 5, brushing off sleep problems. How many of us wear "I'll sleep when I'm dead" as a badge of honor? But as we age, sleep patterns change, and many of us accept restless nights as normal. Here's the wake-up call. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It allows harmful proteins to build up in the brain, ones linked to Alzheimer's. If you're waking up tired most days, or relying on naps to get by, it's time to rethink your routine. Start by creating a calming bedtime ritual. Maybe it's reading a book not on a screen, sipping herbal tea, or listening to soft music. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. And if snoring or restless legs keep you up, don't shrug it off. Talk to your doctor. Quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's a lifeline for your brain. Which brings us to mistake 6, letting stress take the wheel. Now, life will always have its ups and downs, but when stress becomes chronic, it's like pouring acid on your brain cells. Cortisol, the stress hormone, can actually shrink the parts of your brain responsible for memory and learning. I've seen so many friends say, "Oh, I'm just a worrier. It's how I'm wired." But that constant tension, it's not something to accept. It's something to address. Start small. Try taking 3 slow, deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Write down your worries in a journal to get them out of your head. Or carve out time for something that brings you joy, whether it's knitting, listening to old records, or watching the birds at your feeder. And don't underestimate the power of connection here. Sharing your feelings with a trusted friend can lighten the load. These 3 mistakes, skipping movement, neglecting sleep, and ignoring stress, might feel like background noise in our busy lives. But together, they create a perfect storm for memory loss. The good news? You don't have to tackle them all at once. Pick one area to focus on this week. Maybe take a short walk after dinner, set a consistent bedtime, or try that breathing exercise I just showed you. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every time you choose to move your body, prioritize rest, or quiet your mind, you're building a stronger, healthier brain. And that's something to feel proud of. There's a saying I've always loved. Growing old is a privilege denied to many. But let's be honest, it's not always easy. Life throws curveballs, and sometimes our bodies and minds don't cooperate the way they used to. That's why the final mistake we're talking about today is so important. Mistake 7. Ignoring the signals your body sends you. So many of us brush off little things, forgetfulness, dizziness, or even mood swings, as just part of getting older. But those could be your body's way of waving a red flag. For example, did you know that some medications can affect memory as a side effect? Or that untreated high blood pressure or diabetes can quietly damage blood vessels in your brain over time? That's why staying on top of checkups isn't just about physical health. It's brain health too. A simple blood test can spot vitamin deficiencies, like low B12, which mimics dementia symptoms. And addressing hearing loss? Studies show it can cut dementia risk nearly in half. Now, I know doctor's appointments aren't anyone's idea of fun, but think of it this way. You're advocating for the you of tomorrow. Keep a list of any changes you notice, memory slips, sleep troubles, even shifts in mood, and share them with your doctor. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You deserve to understand how every pill, every habit, every choice affects your mind. So there we have it. The 7 mistakes that can quietly harm your memory and raise dementia risk. Let's quickly recap them, not as a list of rules, but as gentle reminders. Staying isolated, letting your mind go stagnant, neglecting nutrition, skipping movement, brushing off sleep problems, ignoring chronic stress, and dismissing your body's signals. But here's what I really want you to take away. You're never too late to start protecting your brain. Even small shifts, like adding a vegetable to your plate or calling a friend tomorrow, can add up to big changes over time. Think of your brain like this plant. It doesn't need perfection, just consistent care. A little sunlight, water, and attention, and it keeps growing, blooming, thriving. Sets the plant down, facing the camera with warmth. And so can you. I've seen folks in their 80s take up painting, rebuild social circles, or reclaim their health. It's never too late to start. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips? What's one small change you'll make this week? Share your thoughts in the comments. We're all in this together, learning and growing. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others find this information too. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss our weekly chats about living well at any age. Here's to your health, your memories, and the incredible resilience you carry within you every single day. Thank you for being here. And remember, the best years aren't behind you. They're whatever you choose to make them.